my own hands at times is just, it's great fun. It's really, really good.
It is pretty incredible. Also incredible, the two players sitting down, you've got Jen and you've got SoulArts.
Yes, both New York staples. Palutena versus Shulk, of course. Jen, we saw in the power ranking, I believe, still ranked in the top 5, has been right near the top since the start of the game. Of course, SoulArts as well, very, very proficient Shulk player.
Yeah, pulling out the shield art there to get away from any of the Palutena in there. Loops, very good at early game, avoiding a lot of that damage that you typically see. Now though, with that shield art being out of reach, it takes a while for it to recover. You are going to take some of this damage and set up with Palutena at the ledge, a dangerous place to be. What a call out with the jump.
Yeah, and just these juggles continuing on and on. SoulArts not able to find his footing, and that's one of the really powerful things about Palutena. She is an absolute queen when it comes to these air-to-air interactions. Not able to take the stage after setting himself to Buster Art. And again, these nairs, unending.
For the air dodge there. A lot of the time, you can tell when somebody has a lot of experience against Shulk because they don't immediately fall apart when he swaps to that shield art, but they changed their, this is my shield art combo.
Yes. Just changing that tempo ever so slightly and just recognizing those opportunities, switching to the Buster Art, but not in a position where he could really capitalize. And again, these air-to-air situations from Palutena, from Gen's Palutena, just so in his favor.
Doing a great job of setting up. And Palutena makes a lot of her work at this ledge, where she just has so many good tools to catch you slipping. It's also hard for SoulArts to get a lot started in this matchup here, where a lot of his moves have that large startup. Finally has found the opportunity to push her off stage. You have to take those advantages when you get them.
Yes. Good stuff, switching off of Smash Art right there, just immediately switching to jump to apply the pressure instead.
We're trying to catch Jen dashing in, but Jen has been very patient and willing to hold the position that he has. It's that down throw, waits for a defensive option, but that up tilt, such a good job. All of the tilts from Palutena having that trample property does such a good job as an anti-air.
Yeah, and just also the way that Palu kind of dips down, able to low profile under some of those options before getting that anti-air, and just Jen in complete control of this game.
And just rinse, repeat these dash attacks, even with the shield art. Eventually, you are going to connect to that up smash and take that first stock of Jen's here, but playing from a little bit behind.
Yeah, pretty much more than a full stock behind, and just hasn't really been able to establish his own game plan. It feels like Jen has had so much control, winning all of these neutral interactions, these air-to-airs, knowing when SoulArts is going to commit to ground options as well, just definitely evading everything that Shulk has to offer.
The shield will give him a little bit more play on the ground. Now finally taking advantage of that Buster, getting the extra damage. That back air barely coming out, doing a lot for him. And backslash, of course, hitting the backslash puts so much back on Jen so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This was a bit more of a substantial lead before, but the ledge trap situation, falls a bit too far. Doesn't get edge guarded.
Yeah, a very, very greedy option, but able to come back out with his life on it. That's going to be a down throw. Doesn't convert into anything, especially with that shield art active. Back throw to set up a ledge trap again. Forward air not going to hit just below, but that can set up 2 frames, especially against characters without these hitboxes on the recovery.
Lovely call out on the up tilt that time. Jumps around it, gets away, and is able to get the KO with that forward air. But still, 147% is a lot to make up. But if there is a character that can do it with the right hits, it is Shulk, the air to the Monado. But what's an air to the Monado to an invincible back air?
Yeah, it doesn't quite have anything to handle that one when you're caught with it, as it were. Did have that Buster Art in mind online, was ready to make that comeback happen, but Jen was dialed in and was not going to give it to him. Just over the down tilt, was able to swing in with the back air and send SoulArts into game 2 down 1.
Of course, the replay missing the nair, missing the tech on that nair that we saw from before. All right, sliding in with the up tilt again. Running it back to Hollow Bastion. First time we've seen it in this block. We get to see it 2 times in a row.
Yeah, and I really don't hate it. As Shulk, I feel like you are able to control that space very well. I think the question is, how well do you handle Gen being on top of you with these options?
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like the position that Gen is playing from gives him a lot of opportunity to react to the startup or positions where Shulk will typically start up his long moves.
It honestly almost feels like SoulArts needs a little bit more room to breathe, just to be able to set up that mid-range in the way that he wants, but Gen is just not allowing him to do it.
Oh, and here we see the down tilt is going to two-frame catch. SoulArts on the way up. What an air dodge, using that momentum from the jump art, was able to get far away, not able to get the shield art out in time, but you know he had it in mind.
Yeah, accidentally switches to speed art instead. A little bit of an input error right there, but now Gen beginning to run away with this.
Great air-to-air from Gen there, realizing a lot of Shulk's stuff does start from the air, but it takes a while to come out. Calling out the position. Ooh, aggressive second swing there, was able to get Gen away from the ledge trap. Ooh, looking for a footstool potentially, but SoulArts reversing that air slash was able to turn things around.
Ooh, that was a critical parry right there. I think that backhand may have done it otherwise.
Do we have, no, we don't have the distance there. Swap into speed. I don't think maybe even had jump available.
Yeah, jump, if jump was available, that was definitely the option. Speed was the next best thing, but didn't have the height to make it back. Smash fair, not going to be enough just yet.
Still not quite able to find these two frames that SoulArts is looking for. Trying to use the back hit of that nair to maybe get something started, but a little bit too slow, too telegraphed. Gen has not had a problem with it.
Yeah, just SoulArts really having a hard time finding that comfort range. Gen is just operating so well, just using that auto reticle at the longer ranges, using those nairs to catch him air to air, even on the ground, scooping him up. Shulk is quite a tool character.
Yeah, great use of that shield art once again to avoid the combos from Gen, but my goodness, getting aggressive. Both these players playing ping pong off stage. He set up the forward air, not going to find a two-frame, but does position around the teleport. SoulArts chance to maybe get back into this game, catches the roll with the back air.
Still very similar position to the previous game. This is not much of a, this is still a very significant lead for Gen right there, and that down air is going to finish it in dominant fashion.
Yeah, Gen was on top of that one the whole time. You saw, building up the aggression against the defensive habits, figured out when SoulArts wanted to dodge, especially in particular, we saw a lot of that in when shield art came up.
Yes.
Get a little bit of extra damage, and then Shulk is trying to get away from you as fast as possible, doesn't have that movement speed, so a lot of the time they do use those rolls, air dodges, etc. So perfect time to set up that down air and finish the game.
And it's crazy to think, after coming off of, well, two very close 2-1 sets with Quick, and of course the previous one being a winners semis qualifier into top 128, that was an incredibly dominant one-sided affair between, I believe, what were the second and third seeds of this pool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great stuff to Gen, moving on to the top 128 on winner's side. Again, SoulArts is going to need one more set if he wants to make it through. But man, we have seen all sorts of sets from all sorts of different players. Once again, got to shout out